lace fronts, roaches and monkeys, gooey hole, Rock Nation, Barney, tilapia. Imagine all of these words being related right now. Dare I say, the ladies absolutely should fight physically. We should actually set it up. This has gone to the point of no return.
Nicki Minaj called Cardi B's 7-year-old daughter a roach and a monkey yesterday. And I think this tweet pretty much sums up what went down on Twitter between Nicki Minaj and Cardi yesterday.
You know, when y'all start slinging mud like this and talking about each other's children, it's no longer entertaining to me. Calling the baby slow, saying the reason why he liked that is because, you know, she was doing allegedly, supposedly on a Friday, sometimes on the weekends. Like, this is crazy.
Rivah TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So I actually came here because, first of all, this Nicki Minaj and Cardi B feud has taken a wild turn. Okay, a wild, dark turn. Now, is there much to have been expected based off of, you know, a lot of the content that they sing about and how reckless they can be? It shouldn't be so shocking, to be honest with you. However, in the midst of the feud, there was something that came out of Nicki Minaj's mouth that I absolutely wanted to talk about. But again, if you guys are unaware of everything that's actually going on, I'm going to go ahead and bring you up to speed. So obviously, we know that Cardi B has recently just released her latest album. And amongst that, she's gone on press tours. She's done you know, her media run. She has done meet and greets where she's, you know, gotten outside with the people that bought her album.
Did you got it? Did you got it? We got it. No. Come on, ready? 1, 2, 3.
And so, you know, her name has just been in headlines, you know, since the album was about to be released all the way till now, in regards to, you know, her pregnancy with her new boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs. I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space.
As well as so many other things. Now, apparently, I guess Nicki Minaj got wind that Cardi B had maybe, subbed her or something like that on the album. And so Cardi B, so Nicki Minaj was making tweets against Cardi B. You know, was just kind of saying like all kinds of stuff, like talking about her rap scheme, you know, making kind of like a mockery of her and stuff like that. And in the midst of that, she ended up calling her Barney B. And obviously posted that picture, I guess, trying to, you know, say that Cardi B reminds her of Barney or something along those lines, right? Barney B ended up starting to trend on Twitter, and in the midst of that situation, Cardi B was now in the media for something else, in which an audio conversation was leaked of her, you know, disrespecting fellow rapper Ice Spice.
Why you want to act dumb? Trust me, I really don't know. You don't know? I'ma show ya. I'm not Lotto. You think I'm Lotto? You think I'm naked? I'll beat you the fuck up.
So after that audio leak, Nicki Minaj basically took it upon herself, tweeted and basically said, you know, that Cardi B is the one that leaked it. As you can see here, it says leaked it once Barney B started trending, allegedly. Papa first, party over. He got 4 more to go. Drop the receipts, blah, 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 right? And so, if you don't know, Nicki Minaj refers to her son as Papa Bear. I don't think anybody knows his name. And, while Cardi B was, you know, constantly getting tweeted by Nicki Minaj, Cardi B was basically saying like, hey, you know, you're over here worried about me. It's your son's birthday, because it was her son's birthday yesterday. And so she's saying like, you know, she brought children into the conversation. I just want everybody to be aware that Cardi B is the one who brought, you know, children into the situation. And so that's why Nicki Minaj was saying like, you know what, like I already celebrated his birthday, whatever the case is. Now, Cardi B, okay, ends up now saying something towards Nicki Minaj and her fertility. So obviously, as you can see here, in the midst of the feud, you know, Nicki Minaj was obviously taking shots at Cardi B, you know, talking about the fact that she, you know, slept with somebody while she was pregnant with Offset's child, and then now that it's her, you know, she's having her fourth baby. And so you can see that Nicki Minaj says here, raw dogging pregnant with the fourth baby, Barney B, BV, HPV, allegedly, right? Like, so she's trying to do like these rhyme schemes, these ABC 1, 2, 3 rhyme schemes in a way to make a mockery of Cardi B, but also she is like shading her obviously blatantly. Okay, when you say, you know, BV or HPV, like, you know, very disrespectful things that she's saying. And Cardi B responds and says, why do you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers. And then she goes on and lists a couple of peers that she believes that Nicki Minaj should be comparing herself to instead of Cardi B. Cardi B then says, all right, now this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy, like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all the perks scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord protect my babies. And so Nicki Minaj then responds and she says, also, let me say this. Though I have never had fertility issues, it's not something to be used as a drag. Until you know the women who are actually living that pain, blaming themselves, we could only imagine and pray for them, love them, uplift them, not use them as a punchline. Now, this is the exact tweet that I wanted to get at. Okay, and break down. And there's a whole bunch of other ones and stuff like that, but this is the one that caught my attention, and I said, she's got a point here. Okay. And so in this tweet, Nicki Minaj says, Barney B, which we know she's obviously referring to Cardi B. I know you don't know this, but some women plan their pregnancies, you dirty Heineken, blah, blah, blah. We don't let men sleep with us while we're pregnant for the next trade who got four other people pregnant. You see? And obviously this is her talking about the fact that obviously you know, it has been said from Offset, and it seemed as if it was also confirmed from Cardi B that while she was pregnant with the last baby, Offset's child, she was already entertaining and sleeping with Stefan Diggs at the time, right? And now, that situation has separated. She's now pregnant for Stefan Diggs. And so she's bringing up that situation. As we know, Stefan Diggs also has multiple women who are giving birth. This year, Cardi B will be the third person this year within a couple of months span that is giving birth to a child from Stefan Diggs.
Stefan Diggs is shaking, and according to reports, Cardi B's baby is going to be the third child that he's had in 2025.
She also says, I was pregnant for my first love, got married, and the next year got pregnant for my soul mate on purpose. You see, Barney, we planned it. Now, this is something that I really wanted to dig into. Okay, because a lot of the trifling ways that women have out here, this kind of like, backwards mindset, this ratchet mindset of, is it your body, your choice? Absolutely it is. You can do whatever you want to. If Cardi B dropped this baby, and give birth and then goes and meets somebody else tomorrow and wants to get pregnant for that man, that's up to her. Okay, that is completely up to her. And what's unfortunate is that a lot of people in these spaces believe that just because they have a certain amount of finances that because they can afford it financially, that they are able to just do and create, and it's not going to affect their children at all, and everybody's going to be fine. And that's not the truth. There is going to be some remnants of dysfunction at any level, right? Whether you are a high earner, a low earner, project living, whatever it is. When this dysfunction is present, when dysfunction is present, there is going to be, those kids having to deal with and pick up the pieces of said dysfunction, trauma, pain, hurt, whatever it is.
I don't care what nobody say. Cardi B is wrong. First of all, she not even giving herself time to heal. She just jumped out of a marriage, not just a relationship, a marriage, and just had a baby. Now another baby, y'all. Why do women feel like we have to justify another woman's actions because we don't want to judge? It don't work like that. Wrong is wrong. Our kids still trying to adapt to the situation. Now there's a parent out of the home. Y'all, it's too soon. At the end of the day, money don't mean you know your worth. And this is setting a bad example for the young girls. For women in general, really. We got to have some type of standards and boundaries, y'all.
The main thing that I wanted to say is that, let's just be real. Okay? Nicki Minaj was absolutely married before she had a child. You can say whatever you want. May not be the best guy, the worst guy, whatever your opinions are. She absolutely indeed was married prior to her having a child. Okay? And the fact that Cardi B was also married before having her children, then he gets out of that and is now decided from going from being a wife to now being a one of many to somebody with no, strong level of commitment to you at this point. And like I said before, has all these other women pregnant, and then turn around and try to make it seem like it's a horrible thing that somebody waited for a long time before having a child is absolutely backwards. It's backwards. And it just says a lot from the standpoint of, her music, her stance, her opinions of things, the way how she has influenced women, and, I don't cook, I don't clean, and, she doesn't feel bad for the things that she did to her past when it comes to men because they deserved it. All of those things.
I want to go straight. I want to go, oh yeah, you want to me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drop up and I rob them. That's what I used to do.
And what I realize is that a lot of women that are similar in nature believe that if they are doing the wrong things, that makes it right. But if it was the other way around and they saw somebody else doing it, they would laugh, they would nitpick, they would disagree, they would, make it seem like they're the ones who were doing the wrong thing. And it don't make no sense.
Hear me out. You are a woman, young woman, mid-20s, early 30s. You get married, you're successful, you have children with your husband. You found out that your husband has cheated on you multiple times. You stay with him because you want to save your marriage. You have more children with him, right? You found out he cheats on you again. You stay in that relationship because you want your children to grow up in a two-parent household, right? This is what's going on. Eventually, your husband does not stop cheating, does not stop disrespecting you. So you say, you know what? I'm going to divorce him. You gave it a fighting chance, okay? And then you move on. And you find another man who you like or you love, and that's also a successful man, and you are in a committed relationship with him, and then you have a baby with him. And you're criticized for it.
It's foolishness. For somebody to have done things, again, regardless of whatever the situation is, have done things a way that is community-based and technically right, and for you to combat that and use that as a dig is foolishness. And then the fact that there's other women who are supporting that situation, like, yeah, as if, being pregnant in a situation, going from wife to making yourself a baby mama is the right thing to do, and that Cardi B in this situation has the upper hand, don't make no sense to me. That don't make no sense. Okay, I'm just keeping it real. Now, of course, these tweets ended up getting extremely out of hand. Obviously, Cardi B brought up that it was, her child's, Nicki Minaj's child's birthday. Then Nicki Minaj started to bring up the fact that, Cardi B called, black women roaches and whatever.
Cardi B calling one black woman a roach is enough for me as a black woman to stand up. The entrepreneurs of the lip bar were also referenced to as roaches, and black women don't stand for that.
Then Nicki Minaj ended up calling Cardi B's children's names, and then Cardi B called other people's children's names. It's just a disaster. And, it's so funny how, in this era that we're in of feminism first, and, women are the ones that have the power and women are the ones who should be in control. When you see women, right, there's no men involved in this equation. There's no man that you can point to and blame for the division in this situation. This is all women. This is all the stuff that they do. This is the exact personification that women do bring chaos into situations. Ain't no drama. Bring a couple women together. Give it some time. Eventually, drama will ensue. And that's exactly what we're seeing. I think that, you know, obviously we've seen for years, you know, we've seen so many different rap feuds, but this is like a new low. It really is. Like, you know, since when does y'all, you know, having children and becoming mothers become, you know, the two of y'all start coming for each other's kids? That is just, like I said, should we be shocked by this behavior based off of the content and how they have portrayed themselves? No, we should not. But it's just a nasty new low. Embarrassing new low. Something that women do all the time. I think it's absolutely absurd. Okay? I think it's absurd. But again, the main point that I wanted to make and the main thing that I think is absurd is that women are acting as though becoming a baby mama on purpose is the right thing, and getting married and planning out your pregnancy is the wrong thing. That does not make any sense to me. And, you know, a lot of the supporters who are on the side of the Cardi B and who are, you know, aligning with every single thing that she says and supporting every single thing that she says and not checking her and saying, yeah, you know, I know that's right or whatever. Y'all all trifling. I'm just going to keep it real. Y'all all trifling. And based on what I see, the people who I've seen the most promoting a lot of the music or whatever from that album, I'm just going to keep it real with you guys, are a lot of women who are bitter, who are vindictive, who are upset, who are trying to coddle themselves in the choices that they've made. That's just my opinion. I like to know what you guys think about this foolishness. Okay, the foolishness of the feud, the foolishness of the drama, the foolishness of the comments in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.
Rivah TV.